Okay, hello, is this working? Are we here again? Okay, I think eh. Okay. Oh, good god, my internet just died all of a sudden for no damn reason at all. Like everything was fine and then it just decided like, nah, I'm just like not gonna work, thanks. Oh. Let me just post the link and then wait for people to join again. Died. Hopefully this one works and there aren't any issues. I thought mine died again. Oh no, it was mine. Like one minute I'm just like rambling off at the speed of light talking about like OP and their parents, and then suddenly I'm just like, wait, what's going on? Like Reddit is like, oh, disconnected, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't seem right. And then I realized that my internet just stopped working. Like for a moment it just went out and I'm like, why though? Why are you doing this to me? Thankfully it came back. Okay. One more day to go. Yes, Kafka. I'm excited. But yeah, okay, let's get back to this for now. We were talking about OP and their parents with the polycule relationship. You know what, let's just wrap this one up and just say that OP is not the asshole, the parents are the asshole, they need to get their shit together. Oh my god, this is cursed. Like, this is so cursed that even when my internet was like, nah, and just like stopped working because it just couldn't handle the shit anymore. But you know what, understandable. Okay, let's do this one because, good god, what is this? Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to allow a photo of my future mother-in-law's miscarriages at my wedding? What the fuck? What is happening? Why are people like this? Like, I just read the title and I'm just like, what? Throw away because this is already enough of a mess. Trigger warning, miscarriage, stillbirth. Hi 26F, I'm planning a wedding to my fiance 27M in a few months. Everything is going great and I love him so much. Hi Sue, welcome back. I can't wait to spend my life with him. He loves my family and I, for the most part, love his. A bit of background, fiance has a much older brother. While my future mother-in-law was pregnant 3 times in between, all of them resulted in late miscarriages and stillbirths. As a result, mother-in-law put all of her motherly love and attention on fiancé. He had never tried a fruit or vegetable before I met him because his parents never made him when he was young and he had grown up assuming they were gross. What? Oh, good god. As we were planning our guest list, we consulted our families about which and how many relatives we should invite. Future mother-in-law asked that we invite fiancé's dead brother and sister. Does she want to do like a seance at the wedding? Like whip out some Ouija boards on like a table? Like it's just like one single table with a Ouija board on it. How do you invite people who aren't there? When we asked what she meant, she wanted us to put up a framed photo of the dead babies in the pews at our wedding ceremony and then have them seat at a reception. Oh yeah, that's not weird at all. I was horrified. First of all, we were trying to have a fairly small wedding to start with and a beautiful intimate venue. We only have seats for 30 to 50 people and I would like these places to be for our friends and family, not people who we have never met either of us because they are dead. Fiancé agrees that 3 of 50 seats reserved for dead people is too many. He suggested a compromise and just let mother-in-law put all 3 photos in one seat. Personally, I think it's gross and weird to include any of them. We're starting our lives together. We want to have a family. It seems like a bad omen, but it means a lot to her and it's fairly small ask. Fiance's parents are paying 75% of our wedding and this is the only request she's had. So am I the asshole for still refusing? No. Like, look, obviously, like, a miscarriage isn't like an easy thing. It's like a horrible thing to go through and a lot of women, like, for a lot of women, it's a horrible thing to go through. But, like, okay, no, hold on. So, can you take care of that for me, please? Thank you. Yeah, this one's gonna be a ban. Thanks. Anyways, so yeah, miscarriages aren't easy things, anyways. So, like, but that's like your trauma, right? Like, that's something you deal with your family and like with your partner, and not with like, you don't keep bringing it up because I don't know, like the whole idea of having pictures of dead children at a wedding is too much. Like, I'm sorry, like, because that is what they're doing. Those are pictures of dead children. Like, they did state it was stillbirths, right? Miscarriages and stillbirths. Oh god. Can you imagine how awkward that makes everything? Like, imagine you're at a wedding, you're having fun, and then you suddenly just pass by a table with like 3 pictures of dead children. Am I being insensitive? I don't know. This is just weird to me. Like, if anyone asked me, like, if I was in OP situation, I would just be like, what? Are you insane? Like, I would say no too. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to be sympathetic in this situation because this is just weird. Let's see, Reddit. Not the asshole. I have no words other than no goddamn way. That's the weirdest and creepiest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one in this. Any other day on Am I the Asshole with the wildest behavior of humanity? Frankly, OP, it can be disturbing or triggering for other wedding attendees who have gone through similar experiences of stillbirth and miscarriage to see pictures at the function. The occasion can turn somber. If it was the mother-in-law's wedding, she can do what she wants. Still creepy though. Since your fiance feels nothing much for the cause, you got nothing to worry and assert yourself, not the asshole. My dad can't get erections anymore. Can we post an old dick pic of his in tribute to his former virility? That is so uncalled for, but so funny. Yeah, I'm going to hell. I don't know, like, I can understand the mother's feelings, but if it makes the bride feel uncomfortable, then she shouldn't have to accept. See, like, I get that, like, I get what the mom's feelings must be about the whole situation, because obviously for her those are still her children. But like, for OP, it's a completely different situation, right? How do I explain it? Like, if it was an event related to the mother, centered around the mother, it would make sense to have the pictures there and to, like, remember the kids. But this is not one of those situations. This is not one of the places where you're just like, and can we have pictures of dead babies? Like, yeah. Wait. What? Hold on. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm overreacting or what it is, but just the whole situation, no. It's also a very awkward position to put OP in, because even if OP is feeling uncomfortable, if OP says no, then everybody judges OP for not being like sympathetic towards the mother-in-law. Like, why would you ask that of somebody? Okay, let's just move on. Am I the asshole for causing a wedding to be... Oh my god, what did you do? What did you do? I am 31F. I have a friend named Anna, 35F, and Alex, 33M, has oh god, this is like horribly written. Okay. They have a 7-year-old daughter named Frankie who has a severe peanut allergy. Alex is very protective of Frankie and takes great precautions to ensure her safety. Okay. One day, Anna and I decided to go to a restaurant and we informed Alex beforehand. He explicitly told us to make sure that there were no peanuts in the food. Unfortunately, in the midst of ordering our meals, I completely forgot about Frankie's allergy and she ended up eating something with peanuts in it. This resulted in Frankie having a severe allergic reaction and requiring immediate medical attention. Upon learning about the incident, Anna understandably became angry and upset. Alex, he directed his frustration towards me and Anna, saying that we should have asked about the presence of peanuts in the food. Furthermore, he expressed that he no longer wanted me around Frankie if he couldn't be more responsible. I busted out in tears. This argument escalating, leading to a major fight between Anna and Alex and ultimately causing their wedding to be called off. Now both friends and family are placing the blame on me, saying that Anna and I should have been more cautious and that I ruined the wedding because I'm an idiot who doesn't listen. What? I'm sorry, what? That escalated so fast. Like, I don't know about OP specifically, but Anna 35F and 33, Alex 33M. My brain stopped braining, yeah, same. My brain just like stopped for a moment. I was just like, what? What are words? I don't know. This is wild. Okay, wait. Is Anna Frankie's mom or is Frankie just Alex's kid? The wording is a bit confusing. I'm assuming that Alex is like Frankie's father in this situation. Anna is not the mother. How do you forget about someone's allergies? I know people just consider allergies to be like little ouchies. Alex's father, Anna's stepmother, okay. Like, yeah, I understand that people consider like these things to be like little ouchies, like, oh, it's just an allergy, it's fine, but they can kill somebody. Like, they can kill somebody. I don't know why people wouldn't be more like careful about that whole situation. Like, I don't know, man, this is so wild. I mean, I feel like it's something that could be sorted out. Like, obviously, OP and Anna both are definitely at fault. I don't think OP should be the only one who's getting blamed for this because Anna was there too, and Anna has a more important role in Frankie's life. I mean, I wouldn't call her an asshole, but she should have been more responsible. I can understand the father's concern and anger, and I think he had the right to go off that this is his daughter's life. Yeah, definitely. But I don't understand why OP is the one who's being blamed for the ordeal when Anna was right there. Like, this is Frankie is going to be Anna's responsibility once she got married to Alex. Shouldn't the blame be on Anna? Why is OP, like, obviously OP is at fault too. OP should have been careful, but I would say like it should be more on Anna's side. Hey, hello. Why do you call me mistress? I'm not saying I mind, but yeah, Anna shouldn't be defending OP either. Like, I feel like there was no need for a fight in this situation. I felt like if Anna had more sense, this could have been sorted out with a conversation and a lot of apologies on OP and Anna's part. Right? Like, I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like Anna is the issue here. Like, firstly, that's gonna be your kid. You should know that she's allergic. You can't forget that. And secondly, what the hell are you fighting with the dad? Like, he's right to be angry. That's his kid's life. Why are you fighting with him? I would be, if I was in Anna's situation, I would be like begging for forgiveness because like, oh my god, you just almost killed somebody. I think it's kind of situation. I think it's a kind of a situation. Anna thinks why you make a big. Yeah, but Anna is wrong. That's somebody's life you're fucking with. Like, what if something had gone wrong? Something did go wrong, but it could have been worse. Anna, you got no sense. And honestly, I don't blame Alex for not wanting to marry her, because like if I was in his shoes, I would be like, nah, screw you. I don't want you near my kid, especially seeing how she's so like defensive, even though she's the one at fault. I won't call OP the asshole, right? I'm not gonna call OP the asshole. I am gonna say that everything happens for a reason, and the reason why this happened is so that Alex could see what kind of parent Anna would be and go like, nah, that's not good for my kid. Yeah, I think the only thing OP is responsible is for showing Alex exactly what kind of person Anna is. Just saying. This is more on Anna and her inability to be accountable for the things that she has, like the mistakes she's made. I love how you purposely left out you were the only adult at the table at the time of ordering. You are 31. If you think you can shake off any responsibility with I just forgot and I'm not good at listening, you might not be accompanied by an adult to navigate daily task. You're the asshole, you could have killed that child. Wait, how do you know this, Pepper Tea? Were you there? Wait, what? Because let's see. In the midst of ordering our meals, completely forgot about Frankie's allergy. Okay. So it's saying that OP was the only adult at the table when the food was ordered. But wouldn't Anna come back from wherever she was and ask what was in the food? OP also referred to the fact that the dish was kung pao chicken, so literally a peanut chicken dish after... Where is this information coming from? What am I missing? Huh? What? Somebody explain? Holy crap, at first it looked like OP simply made a mistake, but knowing this now, it should kill the child. Yeah, I feel like somebody found OP's... It doesn't seem to be edited. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think Pepper Tea here is somehow related to the situation, because Pepper Tea seems to know like what's happening. Oh, but she cried when confronted with her irresponsible carelessness. You hear it? She cried. But only because she was upset at being told Alex didn't want her around the child she hurt anymore. The fact that she cried about Alex wanting some distance between OP and his kid. Huh. I think people found out. And yeah, Pepper Tea also seems to know OP's age. So I think Pepper Tea might be involved, and that's why Pepper Tea is exposing OP in the comments. Eek. Yeah, OP, you may have wanted to like... Oh wait, the age is there. Never mind, I'm dumb. But yeah, you may have wanted to not put their real names or something. Okay, so yeah, we can see like OP made a lot of mistakes here. Definitely made a lot of mistakes. I would say both OP and Anna are the assholes, but I'm more leaning towards Anna because of her behavior. Like, that is irresponsible parenting, and I'm glad Alex decided to call off the wedding. You can do better than this, Alex. We believe in you. Kind of. I probably won't remember you tomorrow, but today I believe in you. Let's change this up and like make things more bride centric. Am I the asshole telling her the bride her choice was inconsiderate? Okay, I wanna read this one. Let's go with this one. That's a year ago. Dude, come on, not a year ago. Let's go something this 24 hours. Oh, not much there. Past week? Yeah, past week we got stuff. Am I the asshole? Mother of the bride refusing to wear any color except white. So again, like I said in the beginning, I don't have any background with the Western weddings, but from everything, from what little stuff I do know, I know that you're not supposed to wear white to the wedding. The white is the bride's color, and you as the attendee should not be wearing white. Right? That's what I know. It's like a big deal. So am I the asshole? I'm going to be a 2024 bride to the absolute love of my life. Growing up, my mom always played the victim in every situation. I don't ever remember having an apology from her or her admitting that she was in the wrong. Don't get me wrong, she does a lot for me. When our relationship is good, it's really good. Anyway, it's just under a year to the wedding and I have started planning my dress and the bridal party outfits. My mom also said she wanted to start planning hers. She started showing me full-length white dresses. Explained to her that I did not want any resemblance of white for outfits for anyone going to the wedding. She went ahead and ordered all white long dresses and has fallen in love with the color. I told her she would look beautiful, but for my wedding day, I want to be the only one. She had turned the victim and has now said my wedding will look horrendous for her not being allowed to wear white. She has accused me of not wanting her to feel beautiful and that the day always has to be about me. What do I do? She has accused OP that OP wants her wedding day to be about her. What? What? The mother is accusing the bride that the bride only wants the day to be about the bride and her husband. OP, are you sure your mom is okay? The mother needs to chill on her narcissism, yeah. Need a moment. I need a moment. This is so funny. Like, obviously, if I was in OP situation and my mom said this to me, I would be laughing. I would just start laughing and just leave wherever I am. Just be like, bye. I can't do this with you. I don't makes me like feel like this whole situation that the mother kind of wants to relive her own wedding. Like that's why she's so particular about like just having that white dress, and because OP is saying that no you can't, she's getting so like bothered by that because she thinks like, you know, her daughter's wedding day is like her opportunity to relive her own wedding, which is so weird to me. Like and then accusing OP for wanting her wedding to be about her and her husband. Like, ma'am, are you sure you understand what a wedding is? Definitely not the asshole, but thank you for the laughs. Something ain't right here. Not the asshole. This new chapter in your life is great. Time to funny tell your mother she's in the center of the world. There will be only one person wearing white at my wedding. You can choose another wedding, another dress color, or you will not be coming. I really hope you choose to come to my wedding. I hope this dress isn't more important than a relationship. Make sure she knows she'd be the one responsible for her own disinvitation. This whole situation is like, you know, being at like a Hindu wedding, and the mother of the bride is like, okay, you're wearing a red lehenga, I also want to wear a red lehenga. We'll twin. That don't happen. Boy. The mother is like crazy. This is the first time I'm actually hearing of something like this. Also, someone should be around with a glass of red wine just in case OP's mom shows up in a white dress regardless of what she previously... Yeah. Yeah. I would call in the maid of honor and just let the maid of honor know about the situation and the bridesmaid as well and tell them, like, if you see even a hint of white coming towards the reception and that white isn't like me, drop the wine. Some parents are so weird. Like, the wedding is not about you. You had your chance. Like, if I told my mom that, hey mom, like, if my sibling is getting married and if I told my mom that, hey mom, I want to wear a lehenga, she'd be like, okay, cool. But if I said I want to wear a red lehenga with lots of like heavy jewelry, I would get smacked. I ain't kidding. I'm not even kidding. I would get smacked. Obviously, OP can't smack her own mom. That's not okay. Like, we don't hit our parents, but still. Does OP have an aunt that OP is close to? I would complain to the aunt, like, hey, can you control your sister? What is happening here? Boy, this is so funny. I got smacked as a child in wedding of my cousin. What did you do? Because I lost one of... I see. I was gonna say that Indian parents don't really need a reason to smack their kids. It's just like, you breathe. Come here now. Come here. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Stealing the spotlight at a wed... Oh, let's read this one. I was wearing one shoe for half an hour until we found it. Oh god. Am I the asshole for stealing the spotlight at a wedding? Okay, let's see, what did you do, babe? I, 16F, went to a wedding for my parents' friend's son. Bit of background, I've been playing piano my whole life and I'm frequently asked to play at events. I haven't personally met the groom since I was a baby and I've never met the bride nor her family until the wedding. Okay. A few days before the wedding, my parents told me I would be performing a piece on the piano during the reception. Okay. I didn't think anything of it because I'd previously played at other weddings several times, so I prepared for it not knowing there was a severe miscommunication coming up. The groom's father, who was my family's friend, met me during the reception and guided me to the piano where I began playing the piece. I really thought it was totally fine because it seemed the father of the groom had organized the event and coordinated it all with the bride and groom's blessing. However, a bit after I started to play, the bride walked up to me looking very angry and demanded I stop. Then she blew up at me. She said that it was her wedding and her day and reprimanded me for having the audacity to try and steal the spotlight at her wedding. It became very obvious to me that she was not filled in informed whatsoever of me playing. I told her I thought I was invited to play, and she said she doesn't even know who I am. The groom's father rushed over and tried to explain, but it was clear I had already upset her on her important day. I really feel so bad. The last thing I wanted to do was ruin her big day. The reason I made this post is I really want to reach out to her to apologize, but my family is telling not to because she was the asshole for yelling at me. Her words were harsh, but I understand the frustration because who would want some random girl playing piano at her wedding? Am I the asshole? Edit. Thank you guys for your opinions. It definitely makes me feel less responsible. To be clear, the wedding was paid for almost entirely by the groom's side of the family, according to my parents, which was the impression I was under. I assumed they paid for it. Because they paid for it, they were the ones arranging it, and I guess I wrongly assumed the bride was informed. I do hope to reach out to her, but unfortunately, because we're not from the groom side of the family, side of the acquaintances, I don't know how to get her number, and the adults I ask keep telling me to stay out of it. I'm mostly just really embarrassed and was too afraid to defend myself at the moment. Second edit, sorry for not being clear about the music. I was playing during the reception. I was told to play ambient music the whole time, so I had just some light jazz prepared. It was supposed to be background music to the event, and I did not get any sort of crowd. I'm pretty sure people thought I was hired to play. I did not get paid though. What? This is so weird. Okay, listen. The family was the asshole for not informing the bride, and the family shouldn't be blaming the bride. It's their fault. I'm blaming the bride though. Okay, hear me out. Okay, it's definitely the family's, like the groom side of the family's fault for not telling the bride, like telling her in advance. But according to like the edits OP made, she was like, OP was just playing ambient music. Like, I've read about how people hire musicians for such events, right? They play ambient music and stuff like that. So how that, I don't see how that was taking away from the bride's day or like taking the spotlight away from her. It wasn't like OP walked up to the piano and just burst out into this magical number that had everyone mesmerized or anything. She was playing ambient music. So I don't see the reason why you would need to blow up at somebody like that. I can understand the miscommunication came from the fact that she didn't know who OP was, but simply asking could have easily resolved the situation without like making a scene, because her screaming at OP would draw more attention than OP playing the piano. So I think everybody in this situation except for OP is the asshole. Because I think we tend to forget that a lot of situations can be sorted out easily with just a little bit of communication. Like OP could have just turned to her husband and asked like, hey, do you know who that is? Because clearly like the groom's family knows OP's family. And done. Sorted. There was no screaming. I feel bad for OP because firstly OP's not getting paid. And then she has to hear all this bullshit. Everyone's the asshole. Communicate, people, communicate. Not the asshole. Your family is right in telling you not to apologize because you have nothing to apologize for. You were told to play at the event. You were led to the piano by the person you thought organized the event. You played. You weren't even part of the miscommunication. I understand that a wedding can be a lot of stress, but the one that made this a bad situation was the bride, not you. She could have just let you finish playing and nobody would have thought anything of it. Instead, she decided to make a scene on her own special day. Yeah, there's like so many ways you could have just like sorted it out. Are you okay? Let's see. Somebody has another opinion on this. Are you serious? Obviously, she either knew nothing about OP being scheduled to play, or the groom's father suggested it, got downvoted, and he had OP play anyway. The bride obviously didn't handle it well, but she was also under no obligation. Miss Mary Sunshine about the surprise piano recital. I read this as it's her day. She doesn't need to act like a rational adult. Yeah, there's a difference between not being thrilled and making a scene. I don't see why the bride would just start screaming at somebody for no damn reason. Like, there's like some person just playing the piano, like, chill. It's just the piano. It's not like OP got in there and started singing like a Taylor Swift breakup song. Like, it's not better than Revenge. It's just like light jazz. Let's calm down, people. Because it would be more awkward if this was like a drama series where like the groom's ex walks in, starts playing a song, it turns into a Disney musical about how the ex will regret breaking up and all that shit. But that's not the situation here. Like, there's just somebody playing the piano. Why are you losing your mind over it? Hi. Okay, OP is definitely not the asshole, but everyone else involved is. At least that's my opinion on the situation. Bride thought she might have been Ariana Grande and stealing her husband. So I'm not gonna comment on that because I'm not looking to be cancelled by stans. But the asshole for missing family events because I have a newborn. Doesn't sound interesting. Am I the asshole for not choosing my clothes? Is it? This is everyone sucks. So I'm gonna read that because I wanna know why everyone sucks. Okay, let's see. Am I the asshole for not choosing my closest and eighth sister to be a bridesmaid 3 years ago? Why is that issue coming up now though? That was 3 years ago. I 30 got married 2 years ago and didn't choose any of my 3 older sisters, 39, 37, 32, to be bridesmaids. I asked the other 2 older ones to be masters of ceremony and Jane, 32, to do a reading during the ceremony or something like that. Jane refused. All 3 conference called me and told me how I would regret it and how I need to choose Jane as a bridesmaid. I did not. She has not spoken to me after the wedding at all. I have reached out many times, including handwritten cards. I don't feel that I need to apologize for anything. If anything, this proves I chose correctly. Fast forward to now. My family and my stepsister are all coming together. You have a stepsister? Who's the stepsister? We're all coming together for a vacation of which none of them told me about. My mom did. I reached out to my oldest sister about how I would like to see her. She invited me for one dinner out of the week they will be there. Only my mom has told me or invited me to the family fun day at a lake a different day. I don't really know what to say to them, but I feel I need to. I want to be included, but I really am not feeling welcome in my family. My friend is in a wedding, groom's name same as me. Now they making fun of. Oh, good God, I can't imagine. This is... Why does everyone suck in this situation? I don't get it. Okay, so since I am not, like, very informed about Western weddings, is it a necessity that one of your siblings has to be the maid of honor? Oh, to be a bridesmaid. But yeah, even with that, is it, like, must that your siblings need to be a bridesmaid? Like, what if, like, you have a better relationship with your friends and so you want to make friends your bridesmaid? Yeah, this is very confusing because, like, why are they, like... I mean, OP still included all siblings in the wedding, just, like, not as bridesmaid. Like, and also kind of feels very like, why are they threatening her? Like, oh, if you don't make us a bridesmaid, then you'll regret it. And it's like, but why? Why are you threatening somebody? That's weird, isn't it? Like, is it a must? Like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I genuinely don't. So that's what I'm asking. Because this whole situation feels very icky to me because, like, OP just wanted, like, to have her wedding the way it would be comfortable for her, right? And all siblings were asked to be in the wedding. One was, like, masters of ceremony and wanted to do a reading during the ceremony. And then them conference calling OP and telling her, like, you know, you're gonna regret it. Like if my siblings did that to me, they conference called me and told me, you're gonna regret this decision. I'd be like, the only decision I'm regretting is inviting you. Oh wait, I can change that. You're not invited anymore. Like, don't threaten me. That doesn't work with me. Like, this is so weird, and OP is obviously apologized over and over and over again. Like, what more do you want? There are definitely families that put emphasis on making your siblings bridesmaid, but not all sisters are close like that. Like, one of my older sisters wanted me as a bridesmaid, but the other didn't. I understand and don't hold that against her. Yeah, this is weird. Especially the fact that they're, like, over this one decision, they're icing out OP completely. Like, they won't talk to OP, won't invite her to anything. And, like, dude, that's your sibling. Like, it's been 3 years. Really? Is it really worth it? Why does everyone suck? OP doesn't suck. I'm sorry. OP is not the one wrong here. Everyone sucks. You made it clear to them that you weren't close by not inviting them to bridesmaids. They made it clear that you're not close by not inviting you to family events. Yeah, what is everyone about? The two things aren't even close to being the same level of shittiness. OP can have bridesmaids she wants, and sisters are not allowed to be mad. Sure, but holding multiple years long grudge and icing her out of the family over this is just ridiculously childish, not the asshole. We don't have that problem because we don't have those roles to fill. Yeah, exactly. Good God, I'm so glad. I don't understand this reply. OP gave all these sisters specific roles in her wedding. I sure as hell didn't have anybody I wasn't close to in my wedding, so I really don't understand how that made it clear that OP didn't consider them close. On top of that, a wedding is all about the couple and everyone else is there to support them and their choices, whereas a family outing is about bringing the family together. These are completely different things. Excluding someone from a family outing is excluding them from the family. Excluding someone from the specific role they wanted in a wedding is making it clear that the wedding isn't about them. Yeah, exactly. This is like the sisters feel really petty. It's not even about like all three of them being bridesmaid. It's just about one particular sister being the bridesmaid. Like, why is it this particular sister who has to be a bridesmaid, like no matter what? We can also call it a skill issue. Okay, a lot of people are saying not the asshole. Why is this everyone's the asshole? Yeah, sometimes I just can't agree with Reddit on these things because it's just like feels so unfair. And I feel like the main issue here is Jane. Like, I don't know what the fuck Jane's problem is, but you need to get a grip. You're 32 years old. Because it's all about Jane being a bridesmaid, not all of them. Jane particularly has to be one. And it's just like, oh, I expected this from your wedding, and now because I can't get that from your wedding, I'm gonna stop talking to you forever. Dude, what? It's so stupid. People are weird. I'm gonna say not the asshole. OP didn't deserve this, especially for like one choice which was about OP's own wedding. Like, it's OP's wedding. OP gets to decide how she wants the wedding to be. And for people to try and threaten her, right? They're threatening her. That's so fucked up. Like, and clearly, like, if you're gonna threaten OP, then obviously OP's not gonna want you in the wedding. Just saying. I wouldn't want you at my wedding if you threatened me. Not the asshole, but if someone holds grudges against you, it's not your problem. You did something they didn't like, so they will not talk to you. You cannot do anything about it. Yeah, but you know, it's like, this is family, right? If my family stops talking to me one day, obviously I would be bothered because that does leave a like kind of like this strange emptiness in your life because that's your family. These are people you grew up with, and the fact that the sisters are being so childish about this. Boy, OP, you deserve better. Maybe OP, it's better if they just never talk to you because clearly, like, these people are not mature at all. Oh, how did I miss this one? Hello. Am I the asshole for going to my ex's wedding instead of my girlfriend's graduation? Asshole. I would not even read the text. I would just be like, you're the asshole. But you know what? We'll read it. First of all, this is a throwaway account and I apologize for all the spelling errors and format. This is my first post ever. I'm on mobile and English is not my first language. So I, F27, have been dating my girlfriend, F26, for about a year. She's all I could have ever asked for in a partner, and I love her, but she's the jealous type. After about a month of dating, she met my best friend, who happens to be my ex. I'll call her S, F27. Okay. Backstory, me and S met when we were really young because our moms were family friends. S and I were really close. She dated a lot in high school, but I never really liked anyone. I eventually found out I had a crush on S around the time we were 16. I never did anything about it till she said she was bi and I had a crush on me about 2 years later, and we finally started dating. S and I dated for 3 years and the breakup was mutual. We just fell out of love with each other, but we stayed close friends since then, and I consider her to be my best friend. Okay. When I first started dating A, I told her from the start that I had dated S, and that because we had just started dating that she would come first in our relationship since we had been childhood friends. A seemed perfectly fine with this and said she understood because we were only about 3 weeks into a relationship. But since we have gotten more serious, she has made some comments about how me and S are too close. Okay. A has been going back to school to get her degree in psychology after she dropped out in her first year. I'm so proud of her and really excited that she finally can get a career she enjoys. S and L have been engaged for a year, and I'm helping them plan their dream wedding in which I will be the maid of honor. The wedding invitations got mailed, and the wedding will be happening the day after A's graduation. But since it's a destination wedding, I would have to go a couple days before to set everything up and help the bride. A was also invited to the wedding but declined the invitation because she didn't want to miss her graduation. On Wednesday, I was packing my bags to go to the wedding. A walked in and asked what I was packing for, and I told her I was packing for the wedding. A blew up and started yelling at me about how I could miss her graduation and miss her finally getting her dream for my ex-girlfriend. I told her that S isn't just my ex-girlfriend, but she's my childhood best friend, and she had no right to speak of her that way after she had just been civil to her. A began crying and went into the bathroom, and I could hear her crying, but she wouldn't come out after I tried to apologize for yelling. When A finally got out of the bathroom, she apologized and thanked me for staying here and going to her graduation instead of S's wedding. I said I was still going, but was sorry for yelling at her before. She called me a selfish bitch and ran into our room. I'm writing this from the couch. What? Huh. Okay, I did dub them as the asshole, but I'm a bit conflicted here. Because obviously when I read the title, I was like, you're the asshole. But now that I've gotten the details, I feel like there's like a gap in communication between OP and OP's girlfriend. Because obviously the girlfriend had to know that OP is the maid of honor. That's not something that you just tell somebody a day before the wedding. They have to, or like it's planned done in like months ahead, right? So A has to know that OP is the maid of honor, and when the invitations came out, A should also know that like OP would have to be there because OP is the maid of honor. Like, why would you not talk to OP about this? But I still haven't graduated, so I don't know what. Yeah, it's not actually. As someone who has graduated twice, by the way, really not a big deal. Like, I thought it would be. Like, we all got dressed up and everything, like, the first time, and we were like, oh my god, we're graduating. But, like, as, like, 1 or 2 hours passed, it was like, okay, can I just go home? I'm done with this. And, like, the second time, I was just like, I want to go home. I don't give a fuck. I was just glad it was over. Maybe it's an American thing, maybe. Yeah, they have that whole ceremony, right, where they wear the black cloak and throw their hats in the air and whatnot. My only frame of reference is TV shows, by the way. But I don't know. I don't think OP is the asshole in this situation because clearly, like... See, yeah, we do love our graduation, then we party after too. I see. But, like, I mean... I don't know. I just don't think OP is the asshole in this situation. Yeah, obviously, like, S is OP's ex, but S is also OP's childhood best friend. That is years, like, years and years of a relationship, and not just a relationship, but also, like, all the ups and downs that S and OP went through together. And yeah, they had a romantic past, but, like, they've moved on clearly, like, because OP is with A and S is getting married to somebody. I feel like a lot of this is stemming from A's own jealousy because OP did say that after A, like OP and A became serious, A started making comments about A's relation, like OP's relationship with that best friend. Like, oh god, I think you guys are too close. Right? And again, A had to have known that OP was the maid of honor. There's no way that A didn't know. That's something that happens months in advance. And A only bringing up the wedding when OP was getting ready to leave feels a bit manipulative to me. I'm not gonna lie. Because this was something like, you know, when the invitation came out and he saw the dates, it was something you could have talked about then. I'm not gonna lie, if I was in this position, I would not miss out on my best friend's wedding. Because that is my best friend. This is someone I've been through. Like, this is someone who's been with me through the worst moments of my life for years. I'm not gonna abandon them because my current partner is jealous. Maybe that's, like, that makes me a bad partner, but I feel like a lot of things can be sorted with communication, and what A is doing just feels very manipulative to me. This was something that could have been spoken about before. Like A could have told OP that, I want you to be there, and like this graduation is important to me and I need you there, and like, they could have tried and come up with an alternate solution beforehand. I'm a bit conflicted on this because now I feel like I would be like that me sweating trying to choose between two buttons. Again, skill issue. Because the thing is, if A had told OP that she had an issue with OP leaving, maybe it could have been like, OP could have told the bride, like S, that hey, I can help you with everything else, but would it be okay if I came to the wedding after A's graduation, because the wedding is the next day, right? I mean, it would be hectic, but OP would be there for both things. I just personally don't think graduations are that big of a deal. I feel like A is in the wrong year. Like, that's where my instincts are going. Because, like, I would obviously... Like, I'm somebody who always prioritizes my friends over everybody else. Because I understand that relationships may not last forever, but friendships, especially like the ones where, your childhood friends or your friends for years and years, those are the relationships that last, right? Because you've been through so many things. Yes, it is a skill issue. Let's see what Reddit has to say. The more I think about this, the more I think you're the asshole. It sounds like you and your girlfriend are on different pages. Your girlfriend, of course, expects you to go to her graduation. You want to go to your friend's wedding. You made clear to your girlfriend who comes first in your life, and it isn't her. I mean, I don't know, man. But yeah, the girlfriend could also have communicated this, like, because it's not like she didn't know the date. Is it just me? Am I bad at relationships? I feel like on Reddit, especially when it comes to relationship stuff, people are always like, oh, you have to prioritize your partner. If you don't prioritize your partner in a certain situation, then you're the one in the wrong. And the more I think about that, the more it feels like... I feel like that doesn't work for me. Because I feel like there are people in my life who would always be more important than anybody I'm dating. Which I know sounds mean, but like, if I had to list out my priorities, it would be like, the first one would be my family, obviously. Like, I would prioritize my family over anybody else. I would prioritize my friends. I have a very tight-knit friend group. Like, it's like us 4 people only, but that friend group is very, very important to me. And I would always prioritize them over anybody else. So, like, the whole idea that, no, you have to prioritize your partner over everyone else just doesn't work for me personally. And I think that's, like, Reddit's stance on everything, that it has to be the partner or nobody else. And I feel like a lot of nuances, especially when it comes to relationships, get lost in that. Because obviously, like, obviously for the girlfriend, her graduation is important, but this is a childhood friend. And saying that, oh, if you choose the childhood friend, you're showing the girlfriend that she's not important, feels weird, because this is something you've committed to months ago. Hi, welcome. It's nice to see you, and I hope your weekend was good. Okay. For me, graduations are as important as weddings, but I also love my friends as much as partners. Like, that's an equal footing for me. I don't think your partners should always come before your friends. Yeah, exactly. Because this also becomes like a commitment issue, not a relationship commitment, but like, you committed to an event, right? When S would have asked OP, like, hey, you want to be my maid of honor, that would have happened months, if not a year ago. So you committed to that particular event. You have been working on that event. And from what I know, a maid of honor, like, that role is very important in a wedding, because like, the maid of honor has to handle a lot of things. So it's not something you can just drop out of at the last moment. So I feel like A should have communicated their feelings better, firstly. And I don't think OP should be put in a situation where they have to choose between two people, because even with the graduation thing, I felt like it could have been sorted with like something like FaceTiming. Like A could have asked somebody to like call, like FaceTime OP when A was getting their like diploma or something. And it's not like OP would be the only one there for A, because it doesn't hint at A being like alone during the graduation. So I don't know, man. I don't feel like OP is the asshole in this situation. Good morning, I had headache, now it's fine. Oh, that's good. Be sure to drink lots of water, okay? I am gonna say not the asshole, because I feel like there is just so much happening, and just like the whole situation with A only bringing up the wedding at the last moment feels very manipulative to me, especially when A just ran into the bathroom and started crying, and then came out and said that, oh, I'm glad you decided to stay, without even talking to OP about this. Like, there was just no communication. That feels very manipulative to me. So I'm gonna say not the asshole. Am I the asshole for leaving my bachelorette party? Okay. Oh. Let's read this. You gotta like sometimes wonder what goes through somebody's mind. Would I be the asshole for telling people I'm pregnant at a friend's bachelorette party? Yes. I know that's a lot of posts like this, but usually people are told they would be the asshole, but I would love to tell people in person, so I figure I'd ask them. And I thought I had relationship issues, now seeing these kind of situations. Nothing could compare. A few years ago, I moved to a new city, so I no longer live near many of my friends. One of my friends is having a bachelorette party that we're all traveling to, which will include around 25 people. 4 of them are my good friends from when I used to live there. Would I be the asshole to tell them I'm pregnant in person at the bachelorette party? I'm hoping, because most of the people there I've never met, prior to be college and high school friends, cousins, that this really won't take up the tension of the group. I've also considered telling the bride to be on the phone ahead of time and then telling the others in person that weekend. The only other alternative is calling them each ahead of time, because I won't see anyone in person before the party and I won't be drinking, so I think I can't really keep it a secret at the whole weekend. And I'm almost 5 months anyway, just want to tell them. Now this is kind of stealing the spotlight. If this happened to you, would you be pissed? Why? Obviously I think OP needs to tell the bride at least, because what the fuck, you're 5 months pregnant, I'm pretty sure you're showing, so you need to tell the bride. Because I've read about so many brides having an issue with their bridesmaids being pregnant. Or just anybody in the wedding being pregnant, so you would have to tell the bride definitely. About the friends, I feel like it would be better to tell them ahead of time instead of telling them in person. I know like you would want to tell them in person because they're your close friends, but yeah, I don't think the bride's gonna be okay with that. Let's see what it has to say. You're the asshole. Don't make big life announcement at anyone else's celebration. Beyond selfish, you can discreetly tell people in advance and explicitly tell them not to raise it during the bachelorette, since it isn't about you. Yeah. Like, this is a weird situation because like at bachelorette parties people dance a lot and there's like a lot of activity and movement, and OP did say OP is 5 months pregnant, so even if you wanna like keep it hidden, it won't stay hidden because people are gonna find out. I think that comment was harsh. Which one? Wait, which one? Yeah, I feel like there is no way around this one. You're 5 months pregnant. People are gonna know. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, that one. It's not like there's no way OP can hide their pregnancy. People are gonna find out. What OP needs to do is tell the bride. Because if the bride also doesn't know, then you're gonna be in a world of pain. The bride is not gonna be happy. And 5 months, yeah, they're definitely gonna find out you're pregnant. Like, it's not something you can hide. It's not like you just found out. It's 5 months. What am I missing here? It's like whether you tell them or whether you don't, it's gonna come out, because people are gonna take one look at you and be like, oh, okay. I think people on Reddit kind of forgot that OP is 5 months anyway, so people are gonna find out. I think OP needs to definitely tell the bride as soon as possible, because the bride might freak out if OP shows up all pregnant and stuff. People are so wild. Okay. Okay, this one is interesting. OP's gonna have to say something, but yeah, calling the bride ahead of time would be the smartest decision. Plus, it will keep people from forcing her to drink if she's not showing. Yeah, exactly. This one's interesting because this has 0 upvotes, but it has 155 comments. I'm gonna read what this is. Am I the asshole for not inviting husband's nephew to my wedding? Okay, what did you do, OP? I, 30F, married my 32M husband last Tuesday. The wedding was a big event at the same venue that his parents got married at, meaning that this was very special to my husband. I am an up-and-coming influencer, so I wanted the wedding photos to be aesthetically pleasing so that I could post them at a later date. Oh no. No. Now my husband's nephew, 19M, we will call him C, isn't the most attractive man in the world. His face is covered in acne and he has botchy, box dyed blue hair. And I was gonna let that freak of nature destroy my wedding photos. OP, it's just acne. Everyone has acne. Freak of nature? Holy shit, that is so mean. My husband left me in charge of the invitations and event planning, so I used that to my advantage and didn't invite C despite inviting the rest of the family. After a week, my sister-in-law asked my husband about why C didn't receive an invitation, so without my knowledge, he informed her that it was just a mistake. As I walked down the aisle, I caught a glimpse of blue hair in the front row. I hid my rage until after the ceremony. Afterwards, when we were taking photos, C was trying to be a part of them, so I requested that he left the venue early. This started a fight between me, him, and his mother. I asked his mother to not get involved as he is an adult and should deal with this responsibly and leave the venue as I wished. My now husband got involved and asked me if I didn't invite C on purpose. I explained to him that the photos were intended to fit as a certain aesthetic, which bright colors such as blue did not fit into. I did not want his acne-infested face to steal the show from me. I hope the husband divorced OP right then and there. My maid of honor soon came to my rescue and told C, his mother, and my husband that I wasn't taking much from C and that they were all acting like immature kids by not respecting the bride's wishes. My husband refused to talk to me for the rest of the night and he's still giving me the silent treatment. So Reddit, am I the asshole wanting my photos to have a particular vibe to them? I wasn't trying to exclude him, however. I was going to be looking back on these photos for years and didn't want his face to soil my once-in-a-lifetime memories. My friends say that I'm not in the wrong, but everyone else, including my therapist, says otherwise. So I'm... Okay, OP, first of all, you're a bitch. You're not an asshole, you're a bitch. You should divorce her, exactly. Like, you are one of those, high school mean girls. You are that, but in the body of a 30-year-old. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, no sympathy from my end, go fuck yourself. Like, holy shit. Like, the way she describes the nephew, freak of nature, acne-infested face, Like, if I heard those words about, like, my son or my nephew for that matter, I would be taking off my shoe and giving her a beating with it. This screams entitlement. Exactly. Like, a part of me feels like this is fake because of the way OP described the nephew. Like, I wasn't going to let that freak of nature destroy my weddings. Like, you can't write freak of nature and then ask people, do you think I'm an asshole for calling him that? Like, and OP needs new friends. Like, OP and her friends, all of you are assholes. What the hell is wrong with you? Please grow up. Acne infested face. I really hope the husband is like, yeah, we need to divorce. Annulment. I don't want this wedding. Because can you imagine OP ever having a child and that child just going through normal puberty, which brings with it acne? Holy shit. Like, this is just pissing me off. No wonder it has 0 upvotes. Nobody's like gonna upvote this nonsense. You're the asshole, but don't worry, I'm sure your pictures will be better at your next wedding. This cannot possibly be true, but if it is, you're the asshole, and by a fairly wide margin. Wedding guests are not cast members. Your expectation is immature and cruel. People, prepare your flame retardant suit. Like, the moment I read that I'm an up-and-coming influencer, I was like, yep, this is gonna go downhill, and it did. Very fast. Like, just in the next paragraph, it was just... Oh god, OP, you're the asshole. Good god, what's wrong with you? Let's okay, we've been flaming brides. Let's see grooms. Only 3, is it? Let's go with past week. Okay. Oh yeah, we're reading this. Definitely reading this. Go back. Am I the asshole for questioning the best man's sexuality? Yes, you are. I-31F was recently invited to my boyfriend's cousin's wedding as his +1. It was a really nice wedding ceremony, and then later on we were sitting at the reception as the wedding party entered. The entrances were like, they all were a little ridiculous and cringy, but it is what it is, just your typical wedding entrances. I don't know what that means. Then the best man and the maid of honor were introduced. And in their entrance, the maid of honor twirled the best man, and I thought it was a little weird, but just chalked it up to being silly and having fun. Then came the toast from the best man. In the toast, the best man didn't use a script on his phone and just spoke to the crowd, to everyone, a crowd of 400, which was surprising to me because typically men at the weddings that I've been to need material to go off of and keep their speeches going. In the speech, he didn't really seem to touch on the more masculine things that you typically see in the best man speeches, but rather on things I thought were more feminine. God, you're a bitch, aren't you? When he finished the speech, he went directly in for a hug with the groom rather than a typical handshake or whatever else you do. All of this plus how much it seemed he cared about his appearance led me to say to the girl next to me, that was a good speech and all, but do you think he's bisexual? She responded, well, that is his fiancé right there, as she pointed across the table to a girl, to which then turned to her and asked the same thing, if he was bisexual. She looked confused and said no, to which I responded, are you sure? Wait, I'm sleepy, it's time for... Oh, okay. Good night, sleep well, and thank you for coming. She looked confused and said no, to which I responded, are you sure? The girl next to the best man's fiancé immediately responded, well, I am his best man's the best man's sister, and I think I would know if he was. And it turns out that I was at a table with many of the groom's +1s and some of their family members. I took the hint to change the subject, but it seemed like it was such a touchy subject for some reason. The night went on, and apparently word had gotten back to the groom's family. My boyfriend is the groom's uncle, and the groom's family was upset with the comments that I made. As it turns out, the best man is really close to their family and felt embarrassed that someone would say this to him, and some thought I should apologize to the best man, and his fiancé would continue to press questions. But I felt it was a valid question and that I was curious about, and even tried to defend it more by saying he seemed to care too much about his appearance and that he danced with a bunch of people and not just his fiancé throughout the night. What the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit! like my head is in my hands and I'm just like, what the hell did I just read? Like, you are going to your boyfriend's cousin's wedding, firstly, and then you have the audacity to question someone's sexuality even though that's none of your business, and then you keep pressing for like answers like, is he bisexual? I want to know, is he bisexual? Again, none of your fucking business. I'm gonna control myself and not say curse words, but god, that is so much entitlement here. And then going like, well, it wasn't my fault for being, curious, it's his fault for not being masculine according to my standards. Like, I have to say, the best man's sister responded in such a calm way, I would have jumped a bitch. I'm not lying. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? I don't understand the audacity people have to ask these questions. And like all the things she's saying that it's not the speech wasn't masculine enough for me. Like, okay, maybe you should, do some self-searching and realize why you think speeches need to be classified as masculine or feminine. It's a fucking speech. Is she wrong for assuming? Yeah. I mean, why do you even care? Like, why are you looking at somebody and going like, oh, I'm sure he's gay? Like, what? It's like you have to question the thought process that leads you to think this way about somebody. And she has given us a clear outline of her thought process, because like the first thing she was like, oh, he was twirled, like, a woman twirled this man like when they were dancing, so that seems wrong to me. Like, why? Dude, I one time painted my best friend's toenails just because I could, and he didn't say anything to me. He was just like, yeah, whatever, just do it, I don't give a fuck. Because some people are just like that. That doesn't mean that they're less masculine. Like, it's just something that doesn't bother everybody. People just want to live their lives and just do fun, crazy things. Then she comes to this point where she's like, and then, the speech, he gave a speech without reading from a script. Yes, some people are just good at public speaking. Surprise fucking surprise. And then also then classifying said script as not masculine enough, which feels very weird to me, because you're just saying that men cannot have a close relationship, which is a very big stereotype, especially within our communities, because we believe that men shouldn't hug, men shouldn't show any kind of emotion at all. They should always just be like, bro. Like, why is it wrong for him to talk about more emotional moments that he may have shared with his best friend and then go in for a hug to show how happy he is for his best friend? I think that's like a question we should be asking, because why does a man showing any kind of emotion suddenly become not masculine? Why is that why are emotions deemed as feminine only? Yeah, but that's because we as a society make men feel that way, right? We make them feel that they don't have a right to talk about their emotions. That's how men grow up. And that thinking is wrong. Like, with any of my cousins, I have very young cousins, I would never tell them that, hey, you're a boy, don't cry. But it's not that they don't want to, it's because we don't let them. Because of people like OP, because it's like, oh, men don't show emotions, that's wrong. That's how they grow up. And I feel that there's an issue with that. And then after that, just to keep on pushing that question, is he bi? Is he bi? Is he bi? Which is like, bitch, that's not any of your business. I mean, you have to ask, right? Okay, you're saying that men are just like that, but nobody's tailored like that. People don't come out as, okay, emotional or not emotional. Psychologically, there are studies that a lot of a person's, their personality is very much shaped by the kind of, by their, the surrounding they're in. It's shaped by experiences and their surroundings. So if your surrounding is only people who constantly tell you that emotions are a bad thing, then growing up, you will internalize that and you would become somebody who says that, okay, yeah, showing these kind of emotions is a bad thing. So yeah, I would say OP is definitely in the wrong. yeah, again, that's a lot of that is because of it's nature versus nurture, right? So in your natural surroundings, it's because everybody around you behaves that way, so you would want to behave that way too, because that's considered as that's like the normal thing to do. I mean, we could have like in-depth discussions about this, but I would honestly suggest googling studies about this, and you would find a lot of resources that would explain the situation much better than I am. I would definitely say OP is an asshole, kind of like maybe a bigot as well, like maybe I'm reaching with that one, but I do not like OP's behavior at all. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to not share your emotions, but also I feel like just because somebody shares that emotion, they shouldn't immediately be labeled as gay either, right? We have to understand that every person is different, and the way they process emotions, the way they deal with situations is going to be different. We shouldn't be generalizing men as somebody who men as a group that doesn't show emotion, and women as a group as a group that shows emotions, because again, then you're falling into stereotypes, which leads to situations like this. Okay, let's see, what do we have next? What does that have to do with grooms? Hello? Okay, I missed this one. I don't know how, but let's go with this. Am I the asshole for ruining my brother-in-law's proposal plan? Oh boy. Throwaway account, I24M and now my wife 23F have been high school sweethearts. We decided to get married last year in May. Everybody was supportive of our marriage, and everything was going well until 2 days before our wedding. My brother-in-law 28M told me he wanted to propose to my sister 25F at me and my wife's wedding. No, why would you do that? I told him that I need to think about it, and he gave me till the next day. After thinking about it for a bit, the next day I met with him and my sister at a bar. After my sister went to the bathroom, I mentioned his proposal plan and how I was not going to tolerate him trying to make this magical day that was for my wife and me about him. He blew up on me, calling me all sorts of names. He told me he had told his family and had bought the ring. What? Because he was 100% sure I would tolerate that kind of behavior on my wedding. My anger issues couldn't hold back and my face turned red. I told him, you're literally asking me if I want to ruin the best day of my life. Imagine if I told my sister that you wanted to marry her. It wouldn't be a surprise anymore, would it? How would that feel? After that, he went quiet and I looked around the bar. Everyone was looking at our table, including my sister who had heard everything. My sister and my brother-in-law ran out of the bar and cut contact with me and my wife. Never came to my wedding until at Thanksgiving, when everybody in the family showed up. There I saw her. She called me an asshole for not letting my brother-in-law propose to her at my wedding. It would have been the best day of our life, but I apparently unnecessarily stepped in and stopped my brother-in-law for no good reason. Me and my sister share the same friend group, and everybody in the group is pretty split on my decision. Some accuse me of being the asshole, but I can't see why. I think the brother-in-law is the asshole in this situation. And I don't know, why would you want to propose to somebody on someone's wedding? What's wrong with you? And then getting angry when the person says no. It's just weird. Like the entitlement. Oh, I already told my family. Okay, what the fuck? Just tell them it's gonna happen the next day, or do it before. The fact that you're so why does it have to be OP's wedding? And also the sister's reaction to this whole thing, to cut off the brother and not to show up at the wedding. I'm sorry, what the hell's wrong with you? I feel like sister may have hinted that she wanted the proposal to happen on the wedding day because she wanted it to be about her. Because why, like, that seems such a weird reason to cut contact with your sibling and not attend their wedding, and then to call them an asshole for not letting your partner propose to you during their wedding. Like, I would be cutting contact with my partner for even thinking of such a thing. Like, what's wrong with you? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If you want if you brother-in-law, okay, if your brother-in-law wants a romantic environment for his proposal, he can create the ambience himself and not hijack your special day. Exactly. Like, isn't this a rule already that you don't propose to somebody on someone else's wedding day? I'd be horrified if my partner proposed at a wedding, even with permission. It just seems so lazy not to come up with your own romantic moment and instead hijack someone else's event. I don't know what's wrong with his sister. Like, the brother-in-law is definitely completely out of pocket with this one. But the sister, I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, for her to get so, worked up over this that you didn't even come to your brother's wedding. You cut contact and didn't come to the wedding. Like, if my sister did this to me and then she screamed at me for not ruining her special moment, I would cut contact with her. Like, okay, there's something wrong with you. This ain't gonna work out. The audacity of some people, I swear. Actually, let's go with mother-in-law because I want to. What the fuck? Why is my mic muted? What? I didn't even mute that. Hello? OBS? I've been talking for 10 hours. I've been talking for the past 10 minutes. Oh, good God, why does this always happen? I'm gonna change these shortcuts later. Wait, at what point did I get cut off? Was this like the entire story? Wait, can you guys hear me now? My mic says it's working. Okay. I don't know what happened. I think I pressed something, but I haven't been touching my keyboard, so I think my computer's haunted. Like, this shit happens way too often. Okay, cool. Let's get back to the story then. Am I the asshole for telling my future mother-in-law she has no say in my wedding dress choice? I, F25, am getting married next year to my fiancé Jack, M26. His mom is excited for the wedding and has been very involved. Ooh, don't like that. I'm currently looking for a wedding dress and my future mother-in-law insisted on looking with me. I had no issue with that until recently when we went shopping and she kept criticizing every dress I tried on and kept saying things like, no, that's not for us. We can do better. I was getting irritated but kept it inside to not cause any drama. Like, ma'am, this is not about you. Like, that wedding dress is not for you. You are not the bride. Good God. At some point, I tried on a dress and immediately fell in love. I looked at the saleswoman and told her it was the one that I wanted. My future mother-in-law did not agree and was like, "Are you kidding? I don't want that one. She's not pretty." But it's not your wedding. What is wrong with mother-in-laws? I tried to remain as polite as possible and told her that although I was thankful she volunteered to come with me, it was still my future wedding dress and therefore my choice, and that I was going to choose choose that one whether she liked the dress or not. She started crying and told me that I was being ungrateful for everything she'd done for me and called me selfish. She then left and took a taxi home. When I told my fiancé what had happened, he said I should have been more understanding because as he was her only kid, it's her only chance to live this. I do feel bad because it could have been nicer, but I also feel like I should be able to choose the dress I want. So here's the thing. Clearly, mother-in-law got married at some point in her life, and mother-in-law picked a wedding dress for her wedding. So mother-in-law has lived that moment already. This feels so entitled, and to just start crying instead of understanding OP's point of view and just to burst into tears and start accusing OP for being selfish for wanting a wedding dress of her choice is so weird. Nope, no one is the asshole in this situation. She just wants the best for the boy. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that the mother-in-law is not the asshole, because you need to know these boundaries. Because I really don't like the fact that she just started crying and was like, "Oh, you're so ungrateful. I've done so much for you. You're so selfish." Because, dude, all of this just because OP wants a wedding dress of her choice. Like, you can want the best for your boy, but he's not the one wearing the dress. OP is. Like, if she was picking out a tux with her son, I would get that. But it ain't he's her only kid, why wouldn't she want the best? Yeah, I feel like that kind of thinking can be very detrimental to relationships, because you're like, "Oh, I just want the best for my son," and you're kind of inserting yourself into situations that have nothing to do with you. He's your only child, yes, but your attention should also be on him then, what he's gonna wear, instead of what the bride will wear. That is up to the bride and maybe her family. Why are you hijacking that, right? That's nothing to do with you. And also, to completely start crying just because the bride said that I get your point of view, but this is the dress that I want to wear, and to start crying of all things, and to start berating OP, telling her that, "Oh, you're so ungrateful for everything I've done for you, you're so selfish." It's childish and it's kind of manipulative. I don't know, man. I don't think OP's the asshole. The mom, yep, definitely. This is your red flag. Your fiancé is always going to take his mommy's side. You have to decide if that's the battle you want for the rest of your life, not the asshole. I mean, I understand wanting the best for your kids and sons, but it's also still the bride's choice, and the bride should have what she wants. Yeah, because the wedding isn't just the groom's day, it is also the bride's day. It's also a special moment for her, so she should be able to choose what she wants as well. And I don't also like the fact that she keeps criticizing every dress that OP wears. There's better ways to communicate what you want to say than saying saying things like, "Oh, she's not pretty," and all of that. These kind of people who would call someone who's calling the boy mama's boy. Yeah, we don't like mama's boys over here, I'm sorry. It never ends well. Because I feel like at one stage, at one point in your life, you need to be mature enough to be able to see situation from both sides, instead of just saying that, "Oh, my mom wants this, so that's what's gonna happen." Because then there's just constantly going to be a conflict between you and your partner, because your partner will always choose the mom. And the fact that the mom is hijacking this particular moment means that she will continue to do that in the future as well. Imagine OP is gonna have a kid. OP isn't ready to share that with people yet, but because the mother-in-law, because this would be her first grandchild, she's gonna tell everybody. Because for her, what she wants is more important. She's not looking at OP's point of view or what OP wants. She's just looking at what she wants and what her son wants, and that leads to a lot of dysfunctional relationships. I believe a man should love his mama. Oh yeah, definitely. Like you shouldn't disrespect her, but he shouldn't always side with her even when she's the one in the wrong. Yeah, because you have to, like, if you want to have a healthy relationship with your future partner, there has to be some kind of distance. Like, love your parents, that's totally fine, but then you should also like allow your partner to have their moments, because something like a wedding is important to your partner as well. Well, if I choose my mother's side every time, if she was still with me, it's like when a son chooses, it's not a bad thing. We're not saying it's a bad thing to choose your mom's side, but you should also be rational and see when your parents are being wrong, because again, you're not going to ever have healthy relationships otherwise, because if you just keep saying that, oh, because it's my mom, then she's right. You have to look at the situation, understand exactly what's going on, and like see like whether your mom is actually right, or if she's kind of, that there are situations when parents aren't right. Parents can't always be right because they are human beings as well, and if we just keep rolling over every time they're wrong as well, it's just going to create problems. I mean, I just don't see this ending well. I feel like in every relationship, certain amount of boundaries are important, whether it be a parent-child relationship or just a relationship with a partner, because without boundaries, things are bound to kind of just crumble. I don't think OP was being disrespectful. She politely told the mom that, hey, listen, I understand, but I want to choose a dress that I want to wear. Okay, I feel like this is it for the wedding stuff. Hold on. And okay, there we go. Right. Whew. So we went through some very interesting stories today. Man, like, I feel like some people are so wild. Like, there were so many things happening today, like especially with like parents being like, oh, I'm gonna wear like that first story with the mother-in-law was like, you know what, your wedding dress, I want to wear it. Like, girl, you okay there? Why would you want to wear somebody else's wedding dress? What's happening here? But yeah, there were some very, very wild stories here. I'm kind of glad we just kept it like as like a wedding edition, just to see what goes through people's minds when somebody in their family is getting married. Which one should we do next? Should we do like sibling stuff or ex, like something related to exes? Both seem tempting. I feel like both parties have the potential to just be absolutely unhinged. What do you guys think? Siblings or exes? I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my mind, but I feel like, we could get some interesting stories. Sibling drama. Because I feel like exes is very common. You don't hear about sibling drama all that much. What? Am I? Oh, no, wait, I'm not mute. Yeah, I was just thinking. Yeah, I think I might be leaning more towards sibling drama than exes. Like, exes, obviously, you could find some really, really very, very interesting stuff there. But, yeah. Yeah, I might go with siblings next week, actually. This week, we're gonna play Honkai, Honkai, and Honkai. With a little bit of Stardew Valley in the mix. That might get changed to Honkai if we get new material, but I want more quests to do. I feel like this update was so short. I don't know, man. Let's see. Even Fontaine is coming out, so I did get worried for you got muted, but it was just a bit of silence. Yeah, I was just quiet because I was thinking about the possible stories you could find related to sibling drama. I didn't realize that I had stopped speaking completely. I am a clown. I do clown-like things. Yeah, I might change that. I didn't realize that the update was so close when I was making the schedule, so I might just like move Stardew to Friday and play HSR on Thursday instead. Like, it just depends on whenever I like. My decisions are based on Kafka and Kafka alone. I just want my wife to come home. As someone with 7 siblings, I would like to see other sibling drama. Oh, 7 siblings, holy hell, so how do you manage? I would start crying. I have 1 sibling, that is more than enough. Like, as a kid, I used to be like, oh my god, it would have been so great if I had a younger sibling, or maybe if I had a twin. But now I'm like, now I just think, thank god I don't have another sibling. I could not deal with that. I mean, I love my sibling, right? I love my sibling, but you know, you have that moment you love your sibling, but you also just want to sometimes just look at you just sometimes look at them and just go like, why are you this way? Why? And you know, they probably look at you and think the same thing. So oh god, 7. I would cry at 7, like absolutely start sobbing. I was a kid who was too young to hang out with the older siblings and had no younger cousins or siblings. I was always too young to hang out with my older siblings, like cousins and stuff. But I was too uncool to hang out with my like siblings, like cousins my age. I can never win. I'm cool now. Okay, I'm not cool, but I have become such an introvert now that now when people want to spend the day with me, I just screech and run away. I shouldn't laugh, I'm sorry, but still that's so funny. My relationship with them all varies constantly. Like, I love my younger sister, my older brother, but I don't ever really fight with them. God, I used to fight with my sister a lot. Like, we used to just fight it out. Oh my god, I have done that. So my mom watches a lot of like serials, right? Soap dramas. And like they're so dramatic. Like one time I saw like this lady falling down the stairs and there was like all this music like dhuntara 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 playing in the background. So one time I was just left to my own devices in my grandmother's place. And I just looked down at the stairs, right? And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I fell down the stairs. So I did. And my grandmother and my aunt were like standing and they were like, what the fuck just happened? That was a bad decision. I hit my head so hard that I kind of passed out for a moment, and when I woke up, my grandmother was just like, child, why are you like this? I hit my head. It wasn't that bad, I had to be rushed to the hospital or anything, but I did black out for a moment. And my grandmother's just like, why? Because they saw me purposely falling from the stairs. And then they're like, why did you do this? And I was just like, do I lie or do I tell them the truth? I was just like, oh, I was feeling dizzy. And they were like, you sure about that? All in all, would not recommend. I would give this experience a 0/10. It just left me hurting. Both of the time I landed on my stomach. I don't remember where I landed or how I landed. I just like remember passing out. Oh my god. Like, I tell people that I was such a quiet child. I was so nice. I was so nice and quiet and didn't trouble anybody. And then I remember doing this and all kinds of other shit like this. And I'm just like, we'll never speak of this. No more falling down the stairs. Oh yeah, I'm not doing that no more. Lesson has been learned. I am done. Oh my god. I remember like my family, my dad bought like a juicer, right? You could make fresh juice at home. Put like, you take an orange and like just squeeze it out for you and everything. Me, left to my own devices, I used to think I was a scientist, right? I am a scientist, a prodigy. I can make something that the world has never seen. That was my thought process as like a 6-year-old. I don't think I'm a scientist anymore. Just wanted to clarify. So, me being left to my own devices, I would take any liquid in the house. So that's like oil, soap, shampoo, conditioner, any liquid. And in Indian families, you have this thing called a masala box. So it's like a box in which you keep all your spices with which you cook, right? So I would take that and I would mix it all together. Like it depended on my whatever I wanted to mix together. So like my instincts told me that, hey, let's go with the cooking oil and the shampoo and a little bit of your sister's perfume. Like open up the bottle and just pour it out. I broke that juicer in a week. That thing was with us for a week and I just broke it. Like one day my dad just opened it and he's just like staring down. He's like, who put chili powder in the juicer? And I'm just like, look, it's time for school. Goodbye. Goodbye, family. Goodbye. They knew it was me, but still. I did that a lot. Like, too much actually. Oh my god. I don't know how my parents dealt with me. Like, they just let me go wild with my experiments. And they probably thought that, if they encouraged my need to experiment on things, I would become like go into the science field. But then when I started studying science more seriously in school, like physics, chemistry and biology, I sucked at it. So that didn't help. What's this? I still remember I was learning driving a bike with my friend and saw my brother cycling. I thought to have some fun with him and ended up crashing into an old man and we both fell. We started laughing at that. Enraged, the old man my brother saw and recorded it on a video and showed it to my father. Why would you show it to your father? My god. So guys, in conclusion, I was a very nice kid. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh my god. I broke so many appliances in the house. There was a period of time I was banned from the kitchen. Like, you don't go in there. You are not allowed. Fun times. My brother showed it, not me. Your brother is the devil. In TVs, like TV shows, they always like go like, oh, siblings, they're rivals, but also they have this bond where, if one sibling does something wrong, the other will help them out and not say a word. That's a lie. Every time I fucked up, my sibling would go running to my mom like, Mom, she did this. And I'm like, why would you say that? Like, if I'm trying to hide a secret, I know my sibling is going to like absolutely snitch on me. Siblings, man. Anyways, guys, let's wrap things up here. I am getting hungry. In conclusion, I end up crashing my bike two times more after that. Why though? I remember when my sister broke my mom's nail polish and blamed me. We both got removed. Man, I can't even imagine. Okay, anyways, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat something. This was fun. Thank you for telling me your childhood stories, and I hope that we have, as adults, learned from our childhood mistakes and we won't go tumbling down the stairs on purpose anymore. Please, let's not do that. Oh, my bones are too old to to be able to sustain that kind of damage. So I shall wrap things up here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as we went through the craziest stories I could find on Reddit. Tomorrow we're gonna play some Honkai and keep Kafka in our dreams and our prayers always. Bye guys.